Good evening, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. How are you all doing? Hey, Cloxa. Hey, Lookaroo. Hello. B, Peanutsu. Hope you're all doing great. Because hell yeah, I am. I went to a musical yesterday and had so much fun. It was so much fun. But we shall continue with the Higurashi. Higurashi, the one stopped in the shrine's parking lot. Peachy, no biru. Also parked there were numerous other vans with loudspeakers mounted on top of them to act as makeshift propaganda vehicles. Oh no. Banana is almost a stick. Having fun is fun. Greetings, Noras. On the side of each vehicle was scrawled, "The damn project must be demolished." Hey, Taktisch Tomatenbrot, hello. Defend our homeland to the last. No, Yashiro-sama's anger. One is not like the other.
Stick, CPT Kämpfung.
Ask me anything. Thank you so much for the sub, Sarah. Thank you, thank you. You had the thing, ask me anything. The thing is, I don't have to answer. But ask me anything, Sarah. They give the feeling that even without using the loudspeakers, there was enough to overwhelm any onlookers. Vertical banners were erected in various places. The contents of those banners were similar. They were all objections against the dam or crude associated with the government. Objection! There were horizontal banners, placards, and so on and so forth. They proclaimed that without a doubt this was the headquarters of the Onigafuchi Guardians. For Rika-chan, however, this hectic place was also her home. I forgot she's so cute! I forgot she's so cute! Look at her! Rika-chan crawled over my lap and exited the vehicle first. Makino had noticed that I was looking at protest banners.
前座はダム反対運動の事務所も兼ねてましてね。こんな風景もあんたらには反安保闘争みてえで懐かしいでしょ。
God damn the dam! She's so cute, isn't she? But yeah, she's still wearing the same outfit she was like, what was it, 5 years later? Something, 8 years? What was it? Students holding out in lecture halls brawling with the riot squads that charged in. When will you get the stick toggle? Never. Never! No stick toggle! Never! It was an age for wasting one's youth like that was widely considered a road to glory. Someone should buy the poor child some new clothes. Also, does she even grow? Yeah, she grew like, what, 5 centimeters? It was slightly before my time.
私は別に活動家ではありませんので、普通に学び、普通に卒業しました。国の政策にあのような暴力や立てこもりで対抗しようというのには、
She's just like Sora, oi.
私は同意できません。
I haven't grown in the last 70 or 80 years, maybe 100 years. I haven't grown.
はあ、あんたはそれはそれで立派な意見さお持ちだね。
I'm not growing.
政策に意見したかったら、同じ意見の政治家に投票するか、自ら政治の世界に飛び込み、正当な手続きを持って意見を主張するべきであると思っています。それが民主政治の原点です。
Also, guys, I've got a nice idea for a YouTube short. I wrote it in mod chat and Nora saw it. And then I was thinking like, that would actually look really cool if I let it animate by Ruru. But that would also be so expensive. So I'm like, do I want the cool animated short? But my money. But you also only grew 5 centimeters from the time you were 7 years old. Oi! Oi, maybe 13.
それに暴力で挑戦するなどあってはならないと思います。
Include the beer and the nurse will be okay with it. I could include the beer. I could actually include a beer, but For young'un, you have some fine beliefs. I saw that feeling of suspect reflected in Makino's gaze. At that moment, something tugged at my sleeve.
赤坂が何を言っているのか
He's
全
so
然わからないの
cute!
ですよ。
Look at her! Rika-chan, feeling like she was the only one who didn't understand the conversation, had a look of displeasure on her face. The expression was so charming I had to keep myself from grinning like an idiot. It's often said that a father wants to spoil his daughter rotten. I think I understood that feeling very well.
ごめんね。リカちゃんには
He's
難
not
しい
your
話だった
daughter!
ね。
He's not your daughter!
日本は平和の国だから、自分の言いたいことは平和的に訴えなきゃいけない。暴力で訴えてはいけないということさ。
You shouldn't resort to violence. Thinking about Umineko. He's like, yes, I'm gonna steal her. Yup. No matter how much I explained, a girl who was just boasting about being able to carry digits over when adding things probably wouldn't understand. Probably wasn't something to talk about in front of Rika-chan anyway.
では赤坂、僕たちの村はどうやったらダムに沈まなくなるのですか？
Uh-oh. Even if I regretted my careless words, it was too late now. Here I was at the main headquarters of an organization telling them their way of doing things was illegal. That reminds me about a teacher I know who was like, yeah guys, so if you want to keep awake, there are these legal drugs. You gotta talk to your doctor first, but you should get them. If you feel tired, get them. I was sitting there like, bro, what the hell? What the hell? Yeah, even if you're like tired while you're driving a car, you should always have 1 or 2 pills like ready for it in case, you know? Like, bro, I'm not gonna go to my doctor and be like, yeah man, I can't sleep, give me some legal drugs. In case of doubt, drugs. In game, in Minecraft, guys. Like, I was sitting there like, bro, teacher, are you are you kidding me? What the hell is wrong with you? He also was like, hey, you should invest in crypto. And I was sitting there like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, classic teacher in Minecraft. Yup. I was like, can we like not, please? And he didn't stop talking. He didn't stop talking. And then he told us that a certain person, like an orange guy, you know that guy with the toupee, that guy, he's wearing diapers. I was sitting there like, nice, good to know, but I'm here for IT. A complicated feeling had make yourself and with the respect in Makino's gaze. It was then I finally realized, moin Tetsu! I finally realized, moin. Tomato. Hey, better than the teacher I had, which came to school drunk a few times in Minecraft. What? We had this one teacher, what's it called in English? Flachmann. What's that called in English? Wait, Flachmann. What's that called in English? Hip flask? Hip flask? Yeah. He also brought that to school. I was sipping out of it all of the time. And I was like, whoa. It wasn't that simple. There wasn't a soul who would argue that what I was saying wasn't correct. Using violence to get one's way was something that everybody knew you shouldn't be proud of. However, right now, Hinamizawa was in a predicament that couldn't be overcome with peaceful means alone. The legality of the Hinamizawa Dam project, through the efforts of the various propaganda campaigns enacted by the Onagafuchi Guardians, was being called into question. If they further strengthened their campaign, they might be able to suspend or charge the construction plans. But that was at the most just a possibility. If the government proceeded with the construction as planned, it wouldn't be long before this place was at the bottom of a lake. They should just sink it to the bottom of a lake! Like, honestly. The years after this, man, they should have just sunk it into the bottom of the sea. I wasn't sure of the unsustained resistance of the residents of Hinamizawa. This place might already have been underwater. Underwater?
僕たちはここでしか生きていけないのです。
Why? Singapore on a concrete, hell
都
yeah.
会では生きていけないのです。
Hmm? The words of this remarkably young girl were all too accurate, carrying with them the screams of the hearts and minds of the residents of Hinamizawa. Of course, there was nothing I could say to respond to that. I could only respond to Makino and Rika-chan's heavy words with silence. Silence!
すみません。よそ者が気安く言えるような問題ではなかったですね。
Most of the time, local culture is worth preserving, and then there is this village. Yeah, then there's Hinamizawa.
謝罪します。
Makino, unsure of how to reply for a while, could only laugh pointlessly. But as I said, you can visit this, or at least the site they made the photos of this in Japan. Makino, unsure how to reply for... Wait, I said that. Oh, he... just like Keiichi.
お客人たちのようなよそに住んでる方々には関係ねえことです。ひなみざわさん気に入ってくださったんなら、お客人のお友達
Please tell all your friends that Hinamizawa is a wonderful place, please.
さあいうのが何十年、何百年と広がっていけば、こんな紫ダム底に沈めるなんて、ふざけた計画もやがてはついえるんですかね。
Good that you edited in Japan, because otherwise I thought they took the pictures in Liechtenstein. What? Tell them if you ever talk to them again, that is. Oof. You followed that with a smile that said, please don't think much about it. Makino let me not worry that much, really. It was a stroke of good fortune. I'm infatuated with the idea of making friends with a little girl had made me completely forget my apprehension at being in enemy territory. Being reminded of this right before I was going to step foot into the headquarters might have been a good thing. We'd had this exchange in the middle of their office. There was a short-tempered youth in there. They might have come at me. Thinking of how extreme they were, in the worst case, my life could have been in danger. Yeah, like a 10-year-old Mion. Mion. It seemed that I looked quite despondent at that moment. Makino, thinking I'd said something wrong, became flustered, trying to think of a way to improve my mood.
本当に軽率なことを言いました。本当にすみませんでした。
Sumimasen.
そんなね、お国に
Also, why are we just staring at Rika-chan?
今日案内してもらった村のあちこちは
Why are we
ど
just
こもとても
staring
美
at
し
her?
く素晴らしい場所ばかりでした。もう一度来たいと心底思わされました。そんな美しい村がダムの湖底に沈むことになれば
Sink it! Sink
必
it!
死の戦いになるのもわかりま
Would
す。
you stare at Makino instead? True. No, I would rather stare at the background, yes. I'd somehow managed to use my despondent look to change the topic in my favor. After a bit, Makino had returned to his usual high spirits. It seemed to believe I completely sympathized with this point of view.
そうそう。そんな話はこれくらいにしましょう。本当にとても景色さえいいところがあるんです。
Like the well of the Sonosakis. Great view. Would
行きま
recommend.
しょうですよ、赤坂。
Oh my gosh, cute she is. Look! Rika-chan seemingly happy to be free from all the boring and gloomy adult talk, bounded up the stone steps. There was no real need to run, but in order to catch up with her, I also darted up the steps. There were several tents belonging to the town council erected on the shrine grounds. Inside the tents were several folding tables and chairs, and a number of the old town council members were livening things up with chit-chat. Livening? They weren't saying anything incendiary. Excuse me! Use normal English for stupid people like me! Like the dam project must be destroyed. It was just some relaxed old chit-chat between local geezers. The normal sort of calming scene. Quote stupid. Why? It's not stupid. In the entrance of a shed that looked like a meeting place, there was a large sign erected with Onigafuchi Guardian's headquarters written in bold brush strokes. That was the base of operations. To be honest, it was a bit of a letdown. You ask what I had been imagining. This is a bit embarrassing, but I have thought it would be something much more dramatic. With barbed wire fences and barricades. The first impression of the place, though, was completely different from that. It looked like a simple backwater town hall. It didn't look like anything other than exactly that. The old folks who were chatting had noticed Rika-chan's presence.
リカちゃまじゃないの。もう子供はお家に帰る時間だよ。
ここは僕のお家なのですよ。
The old folks guffawed since she wasn't wrong. From that exchange, I could tell that this Rika Furuta girl was loved by everybody. Ooh.
牧野さん、その人電話をくれた観光の人は
Yeah, definitely not with the police.
そうですよ。こちら村長さんに、ひなめ沢の文吉村長さん。
He smiled brightly, but there was no mistaking he would be scared if he got angry. By the look of things, this old man was the president of the Onigafuchi Guardians, none other than Kiichiro Kimiyoshi himself.
ようこそひなみ沢へ。いかがでしたか
はいはい。
静かでゆっくりしたところでしょう。
just nod.
ええ、今日一日美しい場所をいくつも堪能させていただきました。貴重な機会をお与えくださったことを感謝します。
へえ、今時の若い方なのにまた真摯な方だね。
喜一郎、赤坂に見晴らしのいいところを案内したいのですよ。
Don't show him the shed, please. Is she gonna go to the torturing shed? Thinking that the formalities between myself and the mayor had gone on for too long, Rika-chan butted into the conversation. Wrote to call the mayor by his first name. That was a little strange, but none of the villagers seemed to mind. The girl of the Furuta household, one of the 3 families, was probably different than the average villager.
赤坂、こっちなのですよ。
Okay. Rika-chan tugged at my sleeve. Okay. Not resisting, I allowed myself to be pulled over. And waiting for me was a magnificent view. Star! It hurts. It was an observation deck that looked down on the village.
すごい。
Submerge it! Sink it to the bottom of the sea! They, knowing that this was the best view in the entire village, kept quiet as I stood there awestruck. I was holding a camera but had completely forgotten to even glance through the viewfinder. This view, no matter what kind of film it was printed on, it wouldn't be able to show everything. If there was a way to explain it, it would only be what I would be able to put into words. What? It was such a breathtaking, spectacular view that I struggled to find a comparison. For a while I was left awestruck. I could only stand there and wonder. The cool breeze helped abate the heat rushing through my body. The comfortable sensation also left me speechless. Rika-chan, who had been holding onto my sleeve the entire time, spoke.
僕の一番のお気に入りの場所なのですよ。
Nano desu yo. As she said that, she showed me another adorable smile. The smile seemed very fleeting. Aww. If you ask why, that was because the view from her favorite spot would eventually be submerged under the deep green waters of the dam reservoir. Yes, please, do it!
こんな村が湖底に沈むことになってるなんて。
Sink it! We're all thinking the same, right? We just want to get it sunk down. I said quietly so that only Rika-chan could hear it. I regretted it as soon as I did. But those words were all too cruel. Wait, what did he say? Oh. He said it's gonna sing. However, Rika-chan didn't let them cast a cloud on her expression. In fact, she replied with a smile.
沈みませんよ。
Yeah?
ダム計画なんて必ずなくなっちゃいますのです。
How does she know? Sacrifices? It was just like a little girl to say something like that. There was no basis for her saying so. It was just her wish.
赤坂はこの村が
Please.
沈んでしまうと思っていますか？
Do it!
沈んでほしくなんか
Do it!
ないよ。
I knew how important the dam was. I knew that it was necessary. I just didn't want to recognize the sacrifices that would be made. Do it! I agreed with her project in general, but couldn't agree with some of the details. But if it meant that this girl's beloved scenery wouldn't be taken away from her, I might be able to object to the dam. I might be able to ignore the interests of the nation, the development of Japan, all for the sake of one girl's smile. Not really much of a humanist, but bro, you've met her like he's known her for 2 hours or so. But how sentimental of me.
沈みませんよ。
That's
ダムの
creepy.
計画は もうすぐなくなりますですから。
How does she know? Her words weren't just hopes and dreams, but were seasoned with a hint of resolve, as if she was talking about an unchangeable, predetermined outcome. Surely as the sun rising in the
もう
east.
すぐなくなる。
Wanting to ask her why she believed that, I turn around.
はい、なくなりますのですよ。
That's
どうして
creepy.
そう言い切れるんだ。
That's kinda creepy.
それはなのです。
She seemed to want to answer, but as though unable to find the right words, she swallowed back what she was about to say.
赤坂が何をしてもしなくても、
She gonna mention Yashiro-sama?
ダム計画は今年で終わりになってしまうのです。もう
Oh.
決まっていることなのですよ。
By whom? That was a lie. If something like that had already been decided, then the Onigafuchi Guardians would have no reason to continue existing. From my point of view, it was like they were doing nothing more than throwing themselves into an endless battle. If they knew the dam project was cancelled, it would feel much more relaxed around here. This village, though, could hardly be called relaxed. We got the minister's grandson, so the dam project will go away. Oh! I forgot. I forgot about the kid that got kidnapped. That's true. For evidence of that, I just had to remember how charged the atmosphere was at the checkpoint or at the bus stop. The villagers, with their misplaced resolve, were still fighting. And this girl, even knowing the villagers' grim resolve, already declared their victory. Oh, the villagers throwing themselves into this endless war, and this optimistic girl who said they had already won. Contrast was somehow strange.
どうしてそう思うんだい？
It's a little bit strange, yeah.
何か確信があるなら
I know,
私に
because
教え
we
てくれないか？
kidnapped a kid. Rika-chan stayed silent for a while, seemingly choosing what to say.
だって、
だって
Or is it Oyashiro-sama? She looked like she was lost on whether she should continue or not. If she was troubled on whether it was okay for her to say it, that kind of
決
expression.
まっていることなのです。他に言いようがないのですよ。
決まっているって言ったって。
It really is just like a little girl to say something like that. I can't believe it was actually true. She was the only one saying such things with such confidence. My real mission that I had forgotten about during this fun-filled day resurfaced at the back of my mind. Kidnapping of the minister's grandson. The Onigafuchi Guardians kidnapped the minister's grandson and already succeeded in negotiating the cancellation of the dam project. Kimiyoshi actually already know that and was just playing dumb? Was that what this girl was really telling me?
赤坂、
The girl called out my name
なんだ
suddenly.
い？
東京へ帰れ。
Excuse me? What was that voice? Huh? I wasn't only surprised at that sudden command. Ever since I came to this village, I had never once mentioned I was from Tokyo. Uh-oh. Well, based on my accent, she might have been able to guess where I was from. What was I getting so worked up over? It's probably the sudden and complete change in her demeanor.
あなたはさっさと東京に帰った方がいい。
Excuse me? What? Burkastle, hello?
でないとひどく後悔することになる。
Okay. The girl had been holding my sleeve. Oh wait, quick save. Wait, wait, I forgot. I forgot. We're playing this where we can actually die. Wait, I forgot. Such a cute child, right? She'd been tugging at my sleeve since hurriedly dragging me over to show me this wonderful view. But this was the adorable Rika-chan who had spent the entire day with. There was no way she could have been replaced with a doppelganger when I wasn't looking. Been holding onto my sleeve this entire time. Somehow this girl was someone other than Rika-chan. She looked like Rika-chan, but she wasn't. Oh my god. In my mind, I was like, she looked like Rika-chan. She smelled like Rika-chan. She was some girl I had never met before. You have met Rika-chan 2 hours ago. The girl had told me in an indifferent voice. that I would eventually regret coming to this village from the bottom of my heart.
それがあまりにもみすぼらしくて、今のうちから警告してあげているのです。
Have we been warned, guys?
どうして私が後悔することになる。
いちいちうるさいな。
Excuse me? I couldn't believe that I was hearing such cold words come from Rika-chan's mouth. Just couldn't believe it. Somebody impersonating her using ventriloquism or something? Yeah, sure, she's just a puppet. Thinking that I wanted to take a look around, but the girl's gaze had me pinned down, making me unable to move.
あなたの親は、あなたが赤信号の横断歩道の真ん中にいるとき、どうして危ないのかを全部説明し終えるまで。
Wait, so
あなたの手を引っ張らないの？
she's literally saying that she's our mommy?
引っ張るでしょ。
They'd pull you back right away, wouldn't they?
まず歩道まで連れ戻してから、なぜ危険なのかを解くでしょ。
Yeah, and she's trying to tell him, just go. It's a fact, just go, please.
つまりはそういうこと。
The girl I spent time with, Rika Furude, would not speak like that, but speak with a cuteness befitting her age, with brief childish remarks, expressing her emotions honestly. But they would still explain, wouldn't they? It depends on the parent, I guess. I always try to explain, and then I'm like, man, I don't know, it's just what it is. Like my niece, she's asking so many questions. I'm like, yeah, man, it is what it is. Why are you hungry? Because I'm hungry. Why are you hungry? Because I'm gonna starve. Why are you starving? Because I'm hungry. Why are you hungry? You definitely wouldn't speak with such pointed words.
警告はした。
Okay.
勘違いしないでほしいのは、私があなたを嫌いだからこういうことを言ってるわけじゃないってこと。
It's not like I'm saying this because I hate you. Is she a tsundere?
死んでもいい人に危険なんかを教える必要はないのだし。
君は誰だ？リカちゃんじゃない。
Excuse me? She's my sister. Look at her. We're sisters. Wait. I gotta do that. Look. We're sisters. Wait. I have to have like this big face. Look, she has a big face like this. Oi! Don't pixelate me. Excuse me. We're sisters. Look at me. Freaking hell. Guys. Freaking hell. I'm gonna take away the cat ears. That's what you get, guys. That's what you get. That's what you get. As soon as I accused her of not being Rika-chan, she let out a strange, quiet giggle. It was a laugh not befitting a child of her age. It was like she was possessed by something. The change was just that total and complete. Was Rika-chan being attacked by some terrifying phenomenon? But a cold idea came to mind without any sort of hesitation. Rika-chan is acting strange. Somebody help! Thinking that I'd yelled that, I turned to where the mayor was. I immediately realized he was looking at us with a smile. That's right, to him it looked like nothing more than me and Rika-chan fooling around. He didn't notice that there was something terrifying happening to her.
赤坂の怖がり。
The girl obviously grossed that I was afraid. Noticing that and calling me a coward, she laughed again. The cackling girl approaching me in a strange manner was still laughing, lost her balance, and fell flat on her face. What? Rika-chan fell down. It was just a while before I would have extended a hand to help her up without hesitation. And now extending a hand to this ominous girl who looked like Rika-chan but required a bit more courage than I had at the moment. Bro!
Me.
Oh! The girl cried out thus. She then scrunched upright and dusted herself off. Meep! Afterwards, she looked around restlessly as a blank expression crept across her face. You've got to be kidding me. Was she making fun of me? That way of acting was as though after being possessed by something, it was some memories of what happened.
冗談だろリカちゃん
Me.
Me? I don't know if Rika-chan had heard me or not. Just cried out like that as if questioning herself.
客人リカちゃまも
Rika-chan!
お茶が入りました
Toad! We're talking like Toad now!
塩大福もあるから
Snacks! Guys, there's snacks! Come get your snacks! An old lady wearing a smock was waving energetically from the entrance of the office. Oh, it's Sora's twin sister calling for tea. Yes, it is! Hearing that there were snacks, Rika's expression changed. Carefree smile. It was a familiar smile, the one that belonged to the embodiment of my ideal daughter. Any hint of the creepy girl that was just there spouting sinister words had vanished.
手を洗ってきんさいねバッチおててにゃ食わせるまんじゅはありんせんねちゃんと洗いますですよ
Meep! Rika-chan responded with vigor, running off to the washing station that was along the side of the office. She stopped halfway, turning around to call to me.
早く来ないから僕は赤坂の分までおまんじゅうが食べられてホクホクなのです
Wait, how many minutes is the upside down thingy? Wait, let me check. Oh, put up Shrimon's cards. How many minutes is that? 300 seconds. How many minutes is that? 6, 12, 18. Oh, it's 5? Yeah. Okay.
お手手を洗わない人はおまんじゅうが食べられないのですよ
Oh. So 15 minutes left? Oi! No matter how you looked at it, that was Rika-chan. This wasn't the way she said them. No matter how you heard them, they were definitely Rika-chan's.
ほんでお客人
Ole!
大人なんだからお手本を示してやってくださいな
Yeah, I'm gonna poop my pants! The old lady urged me to wash my hands. Without any resistance, I lined up beside Rika-chan at the wash station. Splish splash! Up and taking a bath! Ba 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 bam! I stared at Rika-chan, intent on washing her hands properly, like she had probably learned school.
みー
Meep.
間違っていますか
Eh.
間違いって。
僕のお手手の洗い方です
He's just staring at him. Okay, I gotta move a little bit to the right side again. There we go. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe.
金シールを4個しかもらったことないです
Aw.
僕はお手手を洗うのがきっと下手なのですよ
間違ってなんかないよ。それだけしっかり洗えてれば十分だよ。
それだけではダメなのですよ赤坂ちゃんとたわしを使って爪の間の赤も落とさないと金シールはもらえないの
You
です
hear that, Chad?
リカちゃんは真面目で偉いな。
You need to get your gold sticker, guys.
ニパー
Nipa.
赤坂に褒められましたのです
No matter how you looked at it, it was Rika-chan. There was no trace of that girl from before. Exactly what was that sinister girl?
リカちゃんさっきのあれはどういう意味だい？
It's because she still has blood on her hands. Why?
さっきリカちゃんは私に東京へ帰れってそう言っただろ。
言いましたのですか
I was at a loss for words. She didn't remember what the girl just now had said. Like, I would ever believe something as occult as that could happen. Like, I would ever believe that Rika-chan could be possessed by that strange girl and say those creepy things.
リカちゃんが確かにそう言ったよ。
Wow, yeah, tell the girl.
みー
Her expression told me that, despite my saying so, she had no idea. She wasn't playing dumb. She actually didn't know. Exactly what was that just now? Mrs. Rika-chan had a little look of confusion creep
プロ
across
ッ
my
プスター
face.
ハズパーチェスト10パックス
Two of us both looking like we had no idea what was going on must have certainly been our humorous side to hold. Glocksa, thank you so much for the 10 packs. Thank you, thank you. While partaking of tea and snacks, I was shown a propaganda film shot by the Guardians that highlighted the resistance efforts. All the folks talked passionately on how long and grueling the fight against the dam was, but they fell on deaf ears. I was transfixed by Rika-chan, who had heard these stories countless times before and was nodding off. Eventually, Rika-chan noticed I was staring at her and smiled as she rubbed her eyes. And that smile was Rika-chan, after all. There was no hint of that sinister shadow. After that, my unreasonable fear of Rika-chan lessened with the passing of time, but I could by no means forget what had happened. Creepy! It eventually grew dark. The mayor said they had prepared dinner, but I said I would come again tomorrow and took my leave. To return to the hotel and film a regular report with the section chief.
そうですか。
Hmm.
では、また明日もぜひいらっしゃい。
Hmm.
お電話さくれれば、すぐに迎えを出しますんでね。
Okay.
ご好意感謝します。ぜひ明日も遊びに来ようと思います。
Okay.
ええ、さしてあげてくださいな。あんた、レイカちゃまに大層気に入られたみたいだしね。
Hmm.
赤坂は明日も来ますですか？
No, I'm creeped out by you.
明日は5次元で終わりですから、3時くらいに来てくれると嬉しいのですよ。
She's telling him the exact time. It's a date. Please come again. And that pure smell urged me to do so. There wasn't a trace of that evil aura. Depending on what happened next, all that might end up as nothing other than my hallucination. Oh no. It's starting. Thinking about it logically. If the daughter of the Furuder household, one of the 3 families, had taken a liking to me, it was a strong foothold for my investigation from here on out. It's like a free ticket for a reason to visit Hinamizawa. Only I could treat that little incident as a figment of my imagination. Having this girl who was the embodiment of my ideal daughter grow so attached to me wasn't bad either. Successfully dove into the belly of the Onigafuchi Guardians, and the mayor as well as other important members of the alliance welcomed me with open arms. This was a great turn of events. However, I still felt uneasy. Getting back to the hotel, I forced down an almost painfully cold beer until I could clear my mind. Shock from that incomprehensible, strange incident continued to torment me. Erika's still there, staring. Dum 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 dum. Bum bum ba bum. Going smoothly. Why, I like rainy days, barley tea, black tea, and a milestone. Okay, let's see. Nope, I just hydrated. I just hydrated, please. Please, I just hydrated. Okay. There's a small Mion. And the sound of the car grew closer, followed by the sound of it braking as the engine cut out. At that moment, his up until now lackadaisical footsteps were decisive if the man in the room dashed up to the wall beside the window and carefully peered outside. It was his comrade's car. Even so, he still didn't relax his guard. Eventually, the sound of footsteps approached the door. Thump. Thump, 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 thump. Was the passcode.
帰ってきたね。
What?
開けちょくれな。ああ、お疲れ。
What is...
今あげる。
Oh, are these the guys that kidnapped the boy? The locks were undone and the door opened. A man appeared, his arms laden with swollen plastic grocery bags. The bags in his hands had 7 mods written on them, with bread and milk cartons able to be glimpsed within. Contents of those bags were then spread out over a sheet on the
カップ
floor.
ラーメン買ってきちゃう。お湯沸かせな。小僧はどうしてる？
They're the kidnappers.
ずっと寝てる。手がかからなくて助かるよ。うんこ垂れるときは騒ぐけどな。漏らさせんな。練習は万一のとき、やばいって。
Ew. Wow, these guys have problems.
わかってるよ。猿グツワは定期的にチェックな。外れてもまずいん。きつくも締め付けちゃあ。窒息させたら意味がな。わかってるって。
Oh my god.
あれ携帯コンロのガス管頼まなかった？もうガスねえよ。
Oh,
聞いてね
man.
え。だは。マジかよ。
ついてくれよ。
Work!
くそ、くそ。
He ran up the portable stove as he struggled to get it to light. Seeing that, the man who went to buy supplies let out a deep sigh. And with a backwards glance at the side, began to walk to the corner of the room. The kidnapped boy was sprawled out on a sheet that was spread out on the floor.
小僧、元気かいね。
Yeah, sure. Of course, the man didn't assume the kid was able to hear that question. It was because the boy's ears were plucked, with his eyes and ears thoroughly covered with packing tape. Wow! Also, his mouth was gagged with a thin, twisted-up towel. Because of that, the boy was unable to close his mouth properly, his cheeks sticky with his own saliva. Nice. Of course, that wasn't the only reason. Both his arms were tied tightly behind his back with a leather belt.
今んところ順調らし。
Damn!
命の心配はない。
Wow!
お前のじいさんがしぶり寄ったん。耳たぶの一つも切り落とさなきゃならんかったんけ。やらんくて済んで助かりよんよ。
Okay.
本家はこうと決めたら鬼やんね。どんな残酷なこと命令するかも想像つかん。
Damn Sonosakis.
その本家が小僧に傷一つつけるな言うてんから、とにかく順調なんだろんな。
大臣はダム計画を撤回で水面下工作。ひなみ沢ダム計画は無期凍結へ。小僧の解放はいつ頃になるんだろうな。
Nice. And then they started blasting.
早く一服したいもんだぜ。
本家が決着のタイミング測ってるらしい。いつになるかはあらんが、近いうちやんな。
Nice.
よかったな小僧。もうじき解放されるぞ。
And the man didn't know if their voices were heard by the boy. For him, there was nothing he could do but continue to sleep to escape his harsh
それ
reality.
よん、ガスをどうするんね。ラーメン食えんよ。ガス切れたなら言うてえな、もう。
More. Oh, that's it? Okay, so we now know the kid is with the S group. Okay. Well, why I like rainy days? Do you also like rainy days? Cause I don't. I don't. The weather forecast had predicted that it wouldn't rain at all this entire week. It's not that I hate sunny days or anything. And every day is the same, unchanging sunny weather, however, anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. It's simply clear skies for a week, a month, a year, anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. Weather specialists said they had carefully scrutinized a large quantity of past data, so it wouldn't be so likely for the forecast to be wrong. I knew as much, but even then, there was occasionally a day where I was hoping that it would be wrong, so I stared up into the clear blue sky. Was I being mischievous in hoping so? I waited and waited, feeling almost suffocated by the boring blue sky, undisturbed by a single cloud. Die from that suffocating feeling. And the population of Earth probably wouldn't have increased to this point. In other words, the only person who was being suffocated by this was me. And so, I welcomed the summer evenings where not even the weather forecast could predict a sudden shower. If I were to explain it like this, would you understand a bit more about how I feel? In other words, let's say, oh, this is Keiichi's house. Let's say that tonight's dinner was going to be curry rice. But when they called down to the dinner table, what was waiting for you was instead an eggplant and bell pepper stir fry. Babu! Hey Zyra! This is just on your mother's whim, by the way. I'd be a little bit delighted by such whimsy. Don't really like eggplants or bell peppers, but still, I would be delighted. The fact that the pre-established routine of curry rice had been broken would be amusing. Tonight it was repeated 100 times, and 100 times you had to eat curry rice. Yet for just this one night, this was changed to an eggplant and bell pepper stir fry. There's no way you couldn't enjoy the chance happening. No! I had pre-established routines. I really hate when things are all decided beforehand. I have no love for boredom. I always get my hopes up that something today will be different from yesterday, no matter how trivial. Remember? Remember the witches in Umineko? They also hate boredom? It's been decided that this entire week, starting today, was going to be clear skies. The weather forecast decided upon it, so the god of weather must also feel obliged to do so. Just to say that a rain cloud might not just show up one day on a whim. It's something that nobody can say for sure, but because that thought remains in this world, a creature such as myself can continue living without being suffocated. Tomorrow will probably be a hot and clear day. However, I'm the only one that knows that predetermined fate, even with but a slim 1% chance, sometimes changes. What? Hoping for that 1%, I hung up upside down weather charms on my sunlit eaves. What? In the end, I spent my days waiting for those unexpected things in life to happen. Or not why I was hoping for it. Why I was so hoping for a rain cloud. The answer was simple. I've had my fill of clear skies. And why was I hoping for a rain cloud? The answer was simple. The fact that it was going to be sunny tomorrow was boring. So why was I hoping for a rain cloud? In the end, it doesn't really matter whether it rains or shines tomorrow. Basically, it was just the rain would water my heart, which was withered from boredom. What? This were rather than a TV drama where the plot's already been decided. I prefer to look up at the sky. What? Okay, hey, Mion! Belly tea and black tea and the milestone. Millstone? It's baby
だいぶ
Mion.
血圧も良くなってきましたよ。そのお年でこれだけの回復力があるのは、いやいや、感服するばかりです。
Wait, don't that say children recover quickly?
お嬢さんなら100でも200でも
Never mind, it's the old lady.
になれますね。
Never mind, it's the old lady. It's Oreo! The young doctor in his medical coat said that as he undid the blood pressure cuff from the arm of the old woman tucked away in her futon. Oh! She's old. So is this how Cam looks like? Is this how Cam looks like? The old lady Oreo laughed faintly with a broad smile on her face. Then turning towards the sliding door, she called out in a strong voice. The sound of rushed footsteps from the hallway drew closer until finally the door slid smoothly open. What it revealed was a young girl. It looked like the old lady's granddaughter. She's cute! Look at her! Wait, and she was like... she was the leader of the dam project, conflict thingy. Look at her! Got beaten up by a, what, 10-year-old kid?
ミオ、入江の先生に麦茶を入れたってんな。
うん、了解。お茶も飲む？紅茶の方がいい？砂糖もミルクもたっぷり？
わしが加減するから入れんでええんね。砂糖壺とミルクも一緒に持ってきてんな。
うん。
はいはい。
Oh wait. The girl named Mion, after giving a rather uninterested response to her taskmaster of her grandmother, returned to the hallway.
先生の麦茶は来客用のガラスジャーに入れるんよ。ちゃんとお座布団もつけてな。
Don't show that to Cam. I bet it's when I said, "Is that Cam?"
水滴もちゃんと拭き取っとくんね。
Don't show her.
うっさいな。
A tired voice wafted a reply from down the hallway. The apathetic tone of voice was far from unusual. The old lady let a wry smile slip across her face as she chided the girl.
しょうがないやっちゃな。叱られるうちが離んねえな。
Stick? Stick? Wait, what sticks? What sticks? I never scolded her about sticks.
おりょうさん、まあ、そこまでは言わなくても、ミオンちゃんも若いなりに頑張ってますから。
Yeah, there's a pattern here.
あれの母親もな、しょうがないやっちゃったんね。よう似とる。
Wow, so she's literally saying Mion is stupid?
で、その母親の母親もまたそっくりなんじゃないです
Yeah,
か。
and that one's Oreo-san. The old lady burst out laughing. Her expression showed she hadn't taken the comment the wrong way.
先生、申し訳ない。症状開けてもらえんけんね。風が涼しそうだわ。
The cool chirping of the Higurashi had at some point started leaking through the gap in the doorway. Iria stood up and opened the door a bit. A refreshing breeze pushed out the stale air that had built up in the room.
日中はだいぶ暑くなったように思うんですが、まだ朝夕は涼しいですね。夕べは少し肌寒いくらいでした。
そんな朝夕もまたひなみ沢のいいところな。
Iria replied with a smile as he returned to sit on the cushion beside the old lady. And then the two of them, for a little while, soaked in the voices of the Higurashi.
馬車100まで一気にせ。もうしばらくは死ねんよ。ダムの件。
Oops, sorry.
国が一度決めたことを撤回するのはなかなか難しいでしょうね。
国のやることはな、いつの世も一周す回すみたいなもんね。そんでもだいぶ重いやっちゃ。
石臼ですか？
知らんねか、石臼。
The hell's a millstone? Iria quickly affirmed that of course he knew what the old lady was talking about. Yeah, me too. For knew full well that Oreo didn't like having her stories interrupted.
国の石臼はな、なんでもゴリゴリ引いちまう。大したもんよ。
Yeah, the ones that grind the cereal.
でもな、簡単には回らない。重い石臼なんねんな。たくさんの人間がせーのってやってようやくじりじりと動き出す。そんな石臼なんよ。
Eric pursued his lips, listening quietly to what she was saying. Ah, she's cute! Eventually, Mia returned with some tea laid out on her tray. Seeing that Oreo was talking on and in a good mood, she quietly knelt down and laid out the sets of the barley and black tea, careful not to interrupt.
だから一度回り始めたら簡単には止められんね。回し始める一番初めが
Talk a little bit faster, please, lady.
それが嫌だからみんな手を休めんと。
So everybody keeps pushing it along without rest. Yeah.
摩擦係数の話でしょ。確かにバッチャの話、理屈はあるね。
ちゅうことはだ。
In other words,
何かの間違いで突然石臼が止まっちまったら、また回すにはどえらい力がかかる。ちゅうこと
the hell is she talking about?
確かに一度中断した計画をもう一度動かすのに必要なエネルギーはかなりのものでしょうね。
簡単には止められん石臼だけどな。一度止めれば二度とは回らん。そういう石臼よ。
石臼を止めるいい手があればいいんです
I'm
がね。
sitting here like, what the hell? When anyone responded with that, Mian and the old lady suddenly sunk into silence. Iria, instinctively thinking he had said something rude, searched in small panic for the words to correct himself. But the silence wasn't the result of rude words. What crept across Mian and the old lady's faces were contemptuous smiles. What? The atmosphere surrounding Iria suddenly froze, leaving him flabbergasted. Thinking that the scornful smiles creeping across both of the faces was the result of some mistake of his, he could only grow afraid. It hadn't been that long at all since he was enveloped by silence. However, unable to stand it, Iria could only let out a weak laugh. Iria's laugh eventually spread to Mian and the old lady, not knowing exactly what they were laughing at. The laughter left a lingering chill. The only ones not laughing were the Higurashi, who continued the simple and unchanging chorus. Hey guys, I think it's time for a quick ad break. I will see you in 3 minutes. rear pepperoni. Hey cats, and you go and you got the poop. You got the poo poo. You got the poo poo. And we saw you missed creepy Rika. The phone suddenly rang. I woke up in a hurry. Clock read 9 p.m.
しまった。定時連絡の時間をね過ごした。
Whoopsies. I picked up the receiver.
赤坂様、外線からお電話が入っておりますが、おつなぎしてもよろしい
Sure,
で
is
し
it
ょうか。
Rika-chan?
ご同僚の加納様と申されております。
Never mind. Who the hell is Kano? I knew it. I didn't call in, so they had phoned
すみ
me.
ません。つないでください。
かしこまりました。おつ
Mhm.
なぎしますので、一度受話器を置いてお待ちください。
After I put down the receiver for a few seconds, the phone began to ring again. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
はい、もしもし。
Yeah, you got the poop for being late.
赤坂です。
赤坂くん、加納です。お疲れ様。定時連絡がなかったので、こちらからかけました。そちらの状況はどう？
It's fine. There's this creepy kid, you know. Leaving the lecture for later, my senior coworker got straight to the point.
今日はひなみ沢村へ実島に行きました。観光客を装うことで、村長以下の何人かの刺繍同盟の要人との接触に成功。
And I'm in a weird
何も
girl.
聞き出すには至りませんでしたが、好印象を得て、明日以降へのつなぎを作ることができました。
そう。なかなか手際がいいね。赤坂くんのどこか初々しい感じが、むしろ武器になったのか
I
もしれ
feel
ない
he's gonna
ね。
perish in the bad
ま
end.
ずは上守備ってと
Or
ころ
maybe the
かな。
good end? Who knows?
比較するほど経験がないので、上守備かはわかりませんが、とりあえず、今日のところは順調だと思います。
Hmm.
県警での情報や地元警察の公安での情報と照らしてどう？ 鬼ヶ
Mm-mm.
淵死守同盟は白っぽい？
I still didn't know. I should have been able to say that immediately. I only had to say that, but for some reason I hesitated.
まだ調査中ですので、なんとも。
そう。なるべく早めにね。わかってると思うけど、今夜が終われば、誘拐から丸4日が
The
経過。
kid is there, is also pooping itself,
実
so
が時間切れという明白な区切りはないけど、時間の経過は確実に我々の状況を不利にしていく。それは分かってるよね。
ええ、分かっています。迅速に。だけれど、細心の注意で調査を続けます。
うん。くれぐれも気をつけてね。相手は暴力主義団体なんだから、油断すれば危険もあり得るからね。危険が迫ったらすぐに連絡を。
Strange danger.
その場合は、地元公安に応援体制を入れられるようにするからね。
I feel like it's probably too late by then.
ありがとうございます。
It's probably too
頑張ります。
late by then if he's in trouble.
他に赤坂くんの方から連絡はある？
There's this kind of creepy girl, you know. I reported several bits of supplementary information. In the very end, I decided
そ
to
ちら
ask.
の調査の進展はどうですか？
うん。こっちもみんな頑張ってるけど、なかなかはかどらないよ。何しろ、調べる団体が星の数だからね。だから、君の方の団体も白だと分かったらすぐに帰郷して。
I mean, the
他の
ones
職員の応援に
he's
入っても
currently
らいたいんだよ。
investigating, yeah, but the S group?
室長は、鬼ヶ淵も洗っとけって言って
Oh,
るけ
you
ど。
think
俺は
the
鬼ヶ淵
Guardians
なんかの
don't
反
know?
ダム住民団体なんかは
Like they don't
今回
know
の
what the
件
S group is doing?
全く無縁だと思ってるから。
Yeah,
職員
stop
一
talking,
人を
sir.
一団体調べさせるためだけに出張させるのはすごく
It
痛いよ。
makes him
ほんと。
cringe. At this point, he was just complaining. He was telling me to stop taking time enjoying my trip, to finish up and get back
な
quick.
るべく早めにケリをつけるようにします。
うん。よろしくね。じゃあ、他に何もなければ切るよ。
Yeah,
は
bye.
い。特にありません。
Bye bye. So we're ending our call. He scolded me thoroughly for being late with my regular report. After that, I hung up the phone and sprawled out on the bed. Come to think of it, I hadn't heard anything from Oishi. He was supposed to contact me about a time and place to meet with the informant tonight. I thought about getting angry with Oishi in retaliation for being scolded for forgetting my daily report. Come to think of it though, Oishi didn't really say anything other than that he was going to call tonight. Waiting for a phone call when you didn't know what time it was going to come was in itself rather difficult. I hate that. I really hate that. You know someone's gonna call you. You're like, man, just call me. I hate phone calls. Just call me. When's he gonna call me? I don't know. I can't do anything. Ring, ring. Just when I thought that, the phone rang. I picked up the receiver in a hurry.
もしもし。
Moshi.
これはびっくりしました。
Our favorite character.
赤坂さん、あなた受話器取るの早いですね。警官辞めても大企業の営業で十分飯が食えますよ。
Hate this guy.
まだ警官辞めた後のことなんか考えたこともあります。
そこまで過剰に反応されると面白いな。しかしいけないな。因果な商売ですし、今から考えても遅くないですよ。
I thought Shion was your favorite. Yeah, I think Oishi. I think Oishi's even worse than her, so.
遠慮いたしますので、本題に入ってください。
Although I also don't like Keiichi.
そうですか。それは残念です。じゃあ老後の話は次の機会にでも。では本題。
Many of the executives in Onigafuchi Gardens had a lot of sway in the neighboring regions. In Okonomiya, there were a lot of people with relations in the village. So a meeting in the Shishibona Market District, far from Okonomiya, was a matter of course.
赤坂さん、こっちこっち。ちょっと迷いましたか。北口からの方が遠回りだけど道は分かりやすかったかもしれませんね。
Let me quickly order this.
遅れて申し訳ありませんでした。
夕飯はもう食べちゃいました。
ええ。済ませてあります。
じゃあ、お酒の飲めるお店に行きましょうか。洋酒派？日本酒派？女の子のいる店といない店はどっちがいいですかね。
What do I do this? I'm trying something out right now.
お構いなく。勤務中は飲みませんので。
Oh, that is a lot of boing boing.
初々しい人でしょ。その分ちょっぴりサービスしてあげてくださいよ。あのお金は全部彼のお財布から出てるんですからね。
Wait, is it actually this?
おい、坊主。お前旦那にいくら渡した？
Is it actually?
だいぶ途中でつまみ食いされてんぞ。
大石氏への仲介手数料も含めていますから。
If I don't use physics, oh my god, look how stiff I am.
だから言ったでしょ。真面目な人なんです。でもね、赤坂さん、私たちのような職種の人間は豊富な社会経験がとても武器になるんですよ。
Wow. Out of context.
女の子が
Wow.
いてお酒が飲めるお店での経験がどう武器になるか疑問です。
The informant, unable to contain himself, clutched his stomach as he gavoffed heedless of the people watching.
もう
Oh lordy! Oh lordy!
赤坂さんはいちいち察しがいいな。
Oh lordy!
さすが高学歴。
大石さん、あなたどこかで飲んできましたね。
Yeah, this guy's always drunk.
払ってます。
オフタイムに飲んで何が悪いんですか？あなたは勤務中でも私はオフ。オフ。
Oh no, he's a Noros. Oh, she was the sort that fooled around to begin with. Was in such a good mood, I couldn't figure out a way to deal with him. Completely different than me, who had come worried about getting every bit of information I could. Oishi-san. After taking so much money, you were supposed to get me information worth at least as much. I thought this, but then realized that I was getting my information from the informant, so it didn't matter how drunk Oishi was. There's nothing I could complain about, but it still felt slightly right up. Hello! Hey boo! My day has been fantastic. How about yours? Oishi and the informant was not thought a fake name, but he introduced himself as such and led the way deeper and deeper into the back streets of the market district. Back streets, back! Alright! Fire bomb! Even though the market was bustling, a couple of turns over in the main street and you were in a desolate alleyway. Oh, she started climbing a set of stairs on the side of a seedy building. There wasn't any sort of signage, so I couldn't tell if the place was open or if it was even a store. A signage!
安心してください。怪しい店じゃありませんよ。
Guys, I'm a little scared. Those words coming from Oshi's mouth had absolutely no credibility. Beyond the door was thankfully a typical mahjong parlor. I was relieved that it wasn't the sort of suspicious place I had to be on my guard about.
はい、いらっしゃい。
いらっしゃい、いらっしゃい。
大石さん、お久しぶり。こっち入ります？すぐ開きますよ。
いいえ。今日はセットですからいいです。
I hate this guy, even more when he's drunk now.
待たせましたね。
Mahjong is a game played with 4 people. It seems that a middle-aged man who was going to be our fourth had already arrived and was waiting for us.
遅えぞクラウド。俺はもう帰ろうと思ってたんだから。
Oh, she made an excuse for why we had taken so long. Eventually realizing that it was a new face, the other man grew interested.
彼は赤坂さん。東京からはるばる出張されてきた将来有望な新人さんです。
坊主、お前麻雀はできんのか？
Nope.
まあ、
Nope.
学生時代にそこそこに。
Sato and the old man cackled in unison. The plot to sucker me out of my money was painfully obvious.
緊張続きの出張で疲れておいでだろうと思いましてね。一つ今夜は心の選択でもして差し上げましょうかと思います。
Reminds me, need to do my dailies. I haven't done my dailies in Genshin, Star Rail, and what was the other game called? Heaven Burns Red, like a couple of weeks now. Oopsie.
今さら野暮なことを聞きますが、私たち警察官ですよね。
まあそれは一個なしで。なに実際にはかけるわけじゃありませんよ。この後いいお店に遊びに行くときに誰が全員分を払うのか
The
決め
very
るだ
nice
けです。
place afterwards. Okay.
遊びに行く？どんな店に遊びに行くんですか？
Without reservation, the 3 of them started suggesting places like cabarets, high-class clubs, and even brothels. One day you just stopped playing Rip My Genshin and Honkai accounts. Oh, yeah. At the very least, there were the type of places that you couldn't go to with money that was just for funsies.
私のお金は先日、大石さんに根こそぎ預けて、支払いは不可能ですし。
じゃあ、坊主が勝てばいいじゃねえかよ。おめえが勝ったらこの雀荘の支払いはなしでクラウドに仕事の話でも何でもすればいい。
No matter what happened, it seemed like they were intent on playing mahjong for free. I would have to fasten myself a bit. It was going to be underestimated like this forever. It was going to get in the way of my work.
では、少しだけお付き合いします。私が勝ったら、アフターの遊びは一切なしで、すぐに仕事の話に入ってもらいますからね。
I hate it here. Like, I feel like this right now. I'm just standing here, you know. I'm just standing here. I'm just bystander. I'm just standing here. Standing here.
いいですとも。
Just here.
俺が勝ったらフラワーのブルーマーメイドに直行だからね。
おやっさんも好きだな。私はもちろん馴染みの店をはしごしまくりですよ。あけみちゃん。
Standing here. I'm just standing.
佐藤さんはどうします？
私は静かに飲めるお店でいいですよ。
静かにバニーさんとでしょ？
See, like. I'm just standing over here. Wait, where's my jacket? Just standing over here. Okay, never mind. Don't have hair.
この間飲みに行った時、あとバニーさんの尻尾を引っこ抜いちゃったでしょ。あれ結局弁償だったの？
マスターに法政大とか言われて一本ドンペリ開けられたな。
Not even listening. I'm just standing. I'm just here. I'm just Funny, I could tell the other customers were glaring at us while we loudly continued our crude conversation. Speaking of which, the fact that they assumed I was the same was a bit disheartening. Bushi had taken all the money I brought, so everything I had left was out of my own pocket. In addition, there wasn't much left for that either. I kept on hanging around him like this, thus guarding my wallet would disappear into the night. I had to somehow win and return the conversation to my job. These people, no matter how you looked at it, were pretty good. Sorry, Yuki. I can also wait, let me... I'm just, wait. I'm just here. Just behind the bar. I'm just standing here behind the bar. Like, hi. Just like, hi. Well, the old man and Sato-san probably won't fall for the silly Richie. I wonder if Akasaka-kun will spit out what I need. Yeah, we're playing coffee talk now. Although I need to go over here, right? There's the coffee thing here. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna stand over here. It seems that Akasaka-kun has at least learned the ropes when it comes to guarding against someone's Richi. That will be his downfall. Like, I feel like Ryokishi wanted to have a cool club scene, like he has in the other episodes where the kids play. And I was like, yeah, now we have a cool club scene with elderly people. Oh, Akasaka-kun's really fretting over this one. It's glaringly obvious that he had a safe child to discard, but he didn't want to throw it away because it would move him farther from completing his hand. They're so nice when they're young and innocent. Kira? Come on, hurry up and throw out the kicker. If he gave me the winning towel, we'd be headed to an establishment where I could do with all sorts of licking and... What? Okay. If he gives the old man his winning towel, we'd be headed straight to the place with maids and bloomers. Looked up as he hesitantly threw out a towel that was, oh, too bad. It seems this time you were lucky. As long as the round kept going, I could still win on the draw. But after that, Akasaka-kun managed to luckily avoid throwing any bad towels, and somehow the round managed to end without anybody completing a hand. Sato-san had keenly anticipated that two players were on Reichi and had decided to play it safe. What a cool-headed way of playing. Now let's see what kind of hand did Akasaka-kun have. And the round ends with nobody winning in Mahjong. Anybody in Tenpai has to show their hand. If you're not in Tenpai, you have no obligation to reveal it. Average beginner would normally show their hand even if they weren't in Tenpai and start a commotion about how if this towel or that towel came they would be in Tenpai. But he didn't. He's stingy? Sato-san reached over to flip the hand that Akasaka-kun had casually placed face down. He was nowhere near Tenpai. Is Akasaka-kun totally bad at this after all? Right then, as the old man compared the task from Akasaka-kun's hand to the discard pool, a puzzled expression crossed his face. I have no idea what's going on.
この辺りですか。ノンタイムで4連続で切ってますね。
I have no idea what's going
初めは食い
on.
替えかと思いましたが、私をチラチラ見ていたので期待しているんだと気づきました。
赤坂くん、you
赤坂さん、あんた麻雀始めてどのくらい？
高校から大学くらいまでの間しかやっていませんよ。さあ続けましょう。
mahjong the chapter.
佐藤さんはテンパイしなかったから流れて、次は私ですね。おや。
The next dealer. It seems like Akasaka-kun is really aware of how the game flows. Thought we were just going to eat him alive, but it looks like that isn't going to be so easy. No, can we go back to the... Oh,
大石さん、想像が濃すいですね。
I guess I'll just go back to... Yeah. I'll just go back to my corner. I'll just go back to my corner.
回しますか。
この坊主。クラウド、降りるな。
あと3つ。いい牌が来ればな。佐藤さんはうまくいきそうです。
くそ。食いたんで引きずり下ろすか。G だ。
C ですか。じゃあすみません。それポンです。
On. Whoa, now going to call 3 of a kind after you declared a straight? Trying to override and interfere?
坊主、おめえ離れしとるな。
まさか私が生まれる前から打ってるような方々とは比べようもないですよ。あ、それです。どうも。トイトイ赤赤ドラさん。親ですからね。ちょっぴり高いですよ。
赤坂さんやるな。これは我々も本気を出さないと。ねえ。
本気のついでに展望も出してもらいましょうかね。私は眠いんで。
Wow.
手っ取り早く終わらせます。
Akasaka-kun? This is somehow unreal. Nahahaha. If I could realize that there was an ominous cold air emitting from beneath Akasaka-kun's feet. What? Is this Saki?
ぬるいですね。マンズのリャンウーパーが笑ってます。
This is like Saki.
くしょう。坊主てめえ。クラウド、おめえ差し込め。坊主の親、とっとと下ろすぞ。
Exactly, that quote. Only the power of Booba can defeat them.
悔しいですが、どうやらそうした方が賢明なようですね。
出た。はいよ、ドライチ。
すみませんね。あとピンフ。
頭っぱねだ。小僧のくせに。
小僧が相手だとバカバカしくて手を緩むってわけじゃんだ。その小僧以下ってわけ面白いな。あんたら連中は決まって小僧だ坊主
Things
だって。
like bread and boy.
あ、赤坂くんですよね。
It's like Rika-chan.
ムードが変わりまくりなんですね。
私をかもって今晩はいいお酒を飲むおつもりだったんでしょうが、どうやら皆さんの当ては外れそうです。単品3色赤1ドラ1。
張ってやがったか。
だからあんたぬるいくらダマだからってこんなにぬるい3年なんだから読んでくれなくっちゃ。
Whoops. Akasaka-kun chuckled as he rested his chin in his hands. The pose was so fitting it was almost scary.
おいクラウド、話がちげえぞ。初々しいカモがネギ背負ってきたって言ったのは誰だ。
いや誰でしょう。
おいさん、まずいよ。このままじゃ負けるよ、マジで。
Akasaka-kun, for you to make me get serious. Looks like you really want to be milked dry.
ポンポン。気前がいいですね。もう一回ポンです。
One. Akasaka-kun was almost singing at this point. Tiles he had opened were all pin tiles. I'll be serious. Are you really going for the flush?
坊主、正気か。
Are you right in the
こっち
head?
も探したら、おめえパイが一つだけじゃねえかよ。
そうですね。知ってます？短期待ちって一番読まれにくいらしいですよ。
バカか てめえ。そこまで染めて晒しといて今更出ると思うんじゃねえ。読めてますよ赤坂さん。それ均一でも本一でもないんでしょう。4つポンした時点でトイトイは成立してますからね。あんた今絶好の単独トップ。こいつは均一と見せかけてトイトイで食おうという挑発手でしょう。
そう思うならピンズ。
What is even going on? Seriously, this is like Saki, where I'm sitting there like, wow, this is so cool. Look, there's a dragon flying around. What is happening? Pon, Richie, bam!
大石さんの範囲の左5つ。さっきから切り損ねてるピンズですよね。それを端から順に切ってみたらいいんじゃないですか。
I'm just as lost as you. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm reading this, but I don't understand. You must be joking. See a Mahjong god? If not, he had to be the main character of a manga or something. At that moment, the old man sent me a sign under the table. The message was simple and clear.
こんな若い子に様は好きじゃないんですがね。
ここまで舐められて今さら弾けるか。
They do that with signs. Okay. They're talking with signs.
ではどうぞ。
行くぞ坊主。リーチだ。オープンで行くぞ。ピンズの一数値待ちだ。
Most likely, the tile that Akasaka-kun was waiting for was one of those tiles. With this, Akasaka-kun was no longer capable of winning the hand. When I drew from the wall, I switched out the tile that Akasaka-kun would draw. The tile that I put in was the 1 pin, one of the tiles that the old man was waiting on. Akasaka-kun discarded it a little while ago, so there was no threat of it being the only one he needed.
おい、坊主の番だぜ。
Let's see, it's probably the one. I knew he was troubled that the tile he drew was the 1 pin. Of course, he couldn't discard it.
分かってると思うが、オープンリーチに振り込んだら。
言われるまでもありませんよ。
The tile that came from Akasaka-kun's hand was an honor tile. Phew, ain't that something? There's only one Northwind tile left, isn't there? Haunting a really rough weight, weren't you? But this Akasaka-kun's fate was decided. No idea what is going on.
命拾いしたな。だが、手配は1名だ。逃げ切れなくなることもあるんじゃねえのか。
やっぱりそういうことか。
Akasaka-kun glared at the old man waiting, man with a discerning eye. The guy had pretty good instincts. Did he figure out we were cheating?
やめましょうよ、やっさん。赤坂君の2、3枚は上手です。
バル、ここまで来てやめられるか。次行け、使わせちまえ。
The next tile Akasaka-kun would draw was the 7 pin. With that, it would be settled. No matter which one he discarded, he'd play it right into the old man's hand. An unavoidable full payout. I drew my tile. I sneakily swapped Akasaka-san's. Crash. What? Akasaka-kun suddenly sneezed, collapsing the wall of tiles in front of him.
おいおい、何やってんだ。
Oops.
すみません。ついくしゃみをした拍子に山を崩しちゃって、バップ払いですね。親だから4000オールですか。
Oopsie.
それともバップは積み棒に。
Unable to hold back, I goofed. Akasaka-kun, knowing he was going to be cornered a second time and unable to escape, he took the drastic measure of knocking over his own wall.
やるな、坊主。100万払いをそういう手で防ぐとはな。
大石さんもそんな見え見えの積み込みは勘弁してください。これが馬場なら今ので卓をひっくり返してたところですよ。
Flip the table! It's Umineko! Hell yeah!
いやいやあなたを侮っていましたよ。あなたどうしてお強いじゃないですか。
正直に話さんかい。若い頃はだいぶ慣らしたんだろ。
早稲田高田の馬場あたりでだいぶ遊ばせてもらいました。ちょっと勝ちまくりすぎて馴染みの店に出禁を食らいまして、今の家内にだいぶ怒られて足を洗ったんです。
勝ちまくりすぎて。あんた当時はどのくらいの勝率でやってたの？
メンツにもよりましたが、歌舞伎町あたりで打つときはほぼ負けなしでした。特に 相手があれ系の人の時は命かかってました。
Oh, did he play against the Yakuza? 20 times? What kind of stakes were those? Did you have Yakuza at your table? Yup. Or pro baseball players?
なんだなんだクラウドこのタクお前どっからこんなプロ雀士みたいなの引っ張ってきたんだよもうやめだやめああもう坊主
Where are we here for
おめえの
information?
勝ちだ降参降参
ありがとうございます。光栄です。
いやいや、しかし赤坂さん、あんた打つと性格変わるね。なんで就職なんかしたの？
Wow.
あんたならフリーで十分に飯食っていけるじゃない。
Because his wife doesn't like it.
プロ雀士には腕と月の両方が必要なんです。私には後者がありませんでしたから。
好きなんてその時の運不運だろ。あんたほどの腕があれば十分にいけると思うがな。
波の月じゃダメなんですよ。缶したら3回に1回くらいはそのままカンドラが4つ乗って、
I'm still sitting here
ここぞ
like
という時に狙ってリンシャンが引け
I
る。
wanna see Higurashi stuff.
そのくらいじゃないと。
赤坂君、そんなのがい
Yeah,
た
yeah.
イカ様でも超能力でもなく、新宿で知り合った泣くたびにドラが乗りまくる雀士なんか
Honestly, I'm
鬼のように
bored.
強かったですし、横浜で打ったプロなんか
I'm
は
bored by this. I wanna go back to Hinamizawa.
私にはああいう月がないんです。
What type of folks were those? They were named Ryuro Satoshi by any chance. Satoshi?
というわけで、総合トップは
Yeah, yeah, you're the overall winner.
乾
Let's
杯でご
go.
ざい。
Mufufu, there's a severe lack of violence and booba in this chapter.
負けた負け久しぶりに大負けだ
しかし打ってる時結構怖かったぜ。
よく言われます。自分ではそんなに目つき変えてるつもり、そんなに怖い目になってましたか？
See, I'm now not even listening to the sentences anymore. I'm just reading them. Three of us nodded emphatically in agreement. So there was Akasaka-kun, the mahjong prodigy. Before he goes home from his assignment, maybe I could have him go play at a high-stakes table in my place. But it's not good to get ready. Nufufu.
じゃあ仕方ない。約束です。夜の学習会はこれでお開き。申し訳ありませんね、おやす。今夜はこれでおひ。
しゃあねえな消えて寝るわ体力つけんと体
お仕事が大変なんですか？
なあ、おやすさんはひなみ沢ダムの第一校区の監督さんなんです。
He's the one that's gonna die! He's the one that's gonna just get dismembered! Oopsie daisy!
住民とは連日小競り合いをしてますから
Oh,
ね。
he's gonna die!
しんどい商売ですよ。
Ooh.
来年あたり第二校区も任され
Old
ちまうか
man
も
is
しれ
gonna
ねえな
die. The foreman got killed, right? It was the
黒
foreman.
田さん血圧上がりまくりって聞いたしよ
Yeah, his body won't hold up like that.
身が持たねえよ
おやすさんなら大丈夫でしょう。あなた、見た目よりも面の。
俺だって仏じゃねえからな腹渡にくり返る時あるぞ特に園崎のあの小娘は我慢がな
Yeah, when you get dismembered soon,
あ
sir.
いつの顔面いつか簡単には治らんくらい
I
に
think one of
歪ま
these
せ
days
たろ
I'm
って思っ
going
て
to
る
rearrange her face. Excuse me, she's like 10.
まあまあまあ。でも、給料はいいんでしょ？かなり破格の給金だって聞きましたよ。
She's like
おっとり
10.
見えだあんなに世知辛い職場で給料が安かったら誰も残らんよあクラウド警察はいつになったら村の人間国から立ち退き命令とか出てるんだろ
ねえ。
The old man who had identified himself as the foreman of the Hinamizawa Dam spewed a few complaints until he felt better about it, then left quietly.
じゃ、行きましょう。
Bye
あとは
bye.
佐藤さんに任
大石さんは帰られるんですか？
私が一緒でも。それに、佐藤さんの仕事を買ったのは私は対価を払ってませんからね。
Oshi-san was kind of sketchy, but he was strangely conscientious about some things. There quite a bit of gap between myself and Oshi's generation from that part of him I didn't
じゃあ坊
comprehend.
主、いや、雀士様にもう坊主なんて言えねえな。
Mr. Mahjong.
赤坂くんでよかったっけ？
はい。
じゃあ赤坂くん、行こうか。
Bum, bum, baya, ba, bum.
では、赤坂さん、また。
Bye.
何か困ったことがあったら、
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
いつ
Bye
でも
bye.
大
Bye.
石さんにお支払いでき
Sayonara.
るような対価は もう持ってませんよ。
じゃ、今度の勝負で。
Is it okay if we don't listen to these guys like fully? Or is she seemingly still not having had his fill of playing around, but without overstaying his welcome, disappeared into the night? Do I stop here now? It took us like 35 minutes just now. Nah, let's read. Let's read until the next break thingy. Like the next one in the game. And for once, Sato-san had me get into his car before he set off. They have a narrow roads and made numerous short left turns. Does he have an AC in there?
左折法による尾行。
詳しいな。
Checking to see if you were being tailed by making left turns was a rather classic technique. As just a single pursuer, you could confirm it that way. If you were being tailed as a team, this archaic method wouldn't let you shake them. Of course, doing it anyway was better than not.
赤坂君が何者かは旦那から何も聞いて、やっぱり警察関係かい？尾行確認に詳しいなんて、あとは探偵者くらいしか思いつかないね。
Yo, I did a quick save. You think I should do an actual save? I should do an actual save?
言わなければならないものでないなら拒否したい質問ですね。
やれやれ。
やれやれだぜ。
すっかり雰囲気が大人びちまったな。会った時のあのおどおどしたあんたはどこ行っちゃったんだよ。
Smart Riley. Looking back now, I had to be a little grateful for being made to play mahjong. Thanks to that, I was able to relieve some tension. Eventually, Sato-san, confirming there was no cars following us, slipped outside the city. On the pitch-black country road, take me home to the place I belong. I want to see anything besides the lights outside. The only things I was able to hear were the hum of the car's air conditioning, the chirping of insects and frogs.
旦那からひなみ沢村については多少のことは聞いてんだろ？
御三家という旧家による支配や現在は
その先
そこまで知ってるならくだらない前
では犬飼大臣の孫の誘拐に鬼ヶ淵主導名が関与している
check the rearview mirror one more time to confirm there wasn't anybody behind us before speaking.
昨夜園崎本家で親族会議が開かれたそうだ。
I mean, even if there was like a car tailing them, how would they be able to listen in? Like,
親族会議ってのは、
いえ、
普通に親族会議って言ったらまあ親戚が集まってお茶でも飲むような。だが、園崎本家の親族会議ってのはそんなのんびりしたものって。
Family council held by the Sonosaki main house. There would be a meeting between those who truly controlled Hinamizawa village. They wouldn't be talking about private family matters, it would be about the village as a whole. Organizing activities against the dam project. Among other things, everything would be decided there. In reality, they were deciding the fate of the village. She's so ugly! As the head of the meeting was Oryo Sonosaki, more or less called Empress Sonosaki. As the ultimate decision maker of the clan, she was to be feared and respected. Infirm with old age, she was often unable to stand on her own, but her words carried enough weight to sway the fate of the village. It seemed that lately she had grown weak, and on days where she wasn't feeling well, remained bedridden. Family councils that occurred while she wasn't feeling well took place with her on the floor. In the middle of a dignified Japanese stare room, still in a futon, only the upper half of her body sitting upright, still a look on her face that was Oryo Sonosaki. Sitting next to her was her heir, Mion Sonosaki. She was still young. No, young wasn't quite the right word. She was a girl who remained childish. Her role was to merely sit beside Oryo Sonosaki. What does that mean? She was remaining childish. What? Sometimes responding to her requests, however. She was the only one deemed worthy to succeed Oryo. She had the same hawkish eyes, enough to give pause to anybody who so much as looked at them. Much was expected of her in the future, this granddaughter of the Sonosaki leader. And also on either side of her sat several other important members of the remaining three families, the Kimiyoshi family and the Furuta family. First on the list of the Kimiyoshi family was of course the mayor of Hinamizawa village, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. She's basically a princess, but she's not acting like one? Huh. And lined up beside him were several more of his direct relatives. Opposite to them sat the other of the three families, the Furuta family. Nipa! The Furuta family was only comprised of the family of a Shinto priest. The only ones sitting there were a said priest, his wife, and their daughter Rika. Rika was doted on by many of the older folks in this village, and seemed that Oreo was no exception. While the stress from just attending a family council was said to be enough to shorten your lifespan by 3 days, it seemed like Rika was the only one exempt from that. No matter how charged the atmosphere was around her, she paid it to no mind and sat humming along as she doodled in a sketchbook. In fact, the night before, lying on her stomach while humming and doodling, she nonchalantly tucked her legs into Oreo's futon like it was a kotatsu. All this was the three families, and all around the room, lined row upon row, were relatives of the Sonosaki family. The only ones who were afforded cushions to sit on were direct relatives. The others were left to sit in the seiza position directly on the tatami. Also, where the hell is she on? With Empress Sonosaki enshrined at the center, they were almost like a giant snake coiled around the room. Decided that everybody would sit in order of the rank. The number of people from the Sonosaki family was overwhelming. The fact that the Sonosaki family had so many seats at a meeting where everything pertaining to the village was decided made determining where the balance of power was held on the three families as clear as day. The number of members in attendance from each of the families directly reflected how much influence they had in ruling Hinamizawa. So the Sonosaki family, they have everything. They have like 90% or something.
その会議で何が話されたんですか?
Sato-san, after remaining silent for a while, quietly began to speak. Hello?
マスコミ関係に支払ってる謝礼金の額が
Breaking the long moment of silence was the head of the Kimiyoshi family, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. The Onigafuchi Guardians wasn't a business. They were nothing more than a private organization pushing for the cancellation of the Hinamizawa Dam project with no reliable source of income. Fundraising had always been a problem. When they first started operating, they had managed to collect a sizable amount of funds through donations. As the conflict dragged on, the amount was steadily declining.
石を投げるだけが全ての時代じゃないさ。マスコミの力も侮れないのは重々承知しているし。
Yeah, we want to borrow some of that down the road. Expressions of the people related to the Sonosaki family were sullen. Man, this is like Umineko weather now. As the one who suggested that they should borrow the power of the family head Oryo Sonosaki. Bella wasn't just about force of arms. In the civilized age, there were civilized methods of fighting. Oryo suggested that creating a strategy incorporating the mass media. Orio's foresight was spot on, and the effects of the plan, while first unclear, slowly began to manifest. The physical confrontation at the construction site was meant to delay progress on the dam by even 1 day. Then the propaganda war using the media was aimed at attacking the dam project itself. First, there were those who had doubts about the strategy, but there was nobody now who called those results into question. But in order to maintain those media ties, a colossal amount of money was required. I don't care, just tell Akasaka if they have the kid or not, man. As long as the amount of funds they had was abundant, things would turn out fine. It couldn't be argued that it was a massive expense, but the results spoke for themselves. But with the conflict continuing to drag on, the circumstances had changed. The head of the Sonosaki family, no, the one who sat at the pinnacle of the Hinamizawa's three families, Oryo had suggested the idea herself, so it was already untouchable and continued to be allowed to drain from the budget. Nobody acknowledged that it should be so allowed, but nobody could say anything. That was the price of dealing with the mass media.
Domo, Oryo-san.
The only person who could object to a plan proposed by the head of the Sonosaki household herself was probably Mayo Kimiyoshi. Oryo, with a hard-to-define expression on her face as if she had severed herself from the fetters of mortal emotion, simply listened quietly to Kimiyoshi's words. Really, it was hard to tell if she was quietly listening or didn't even have the intention of listening at all.
去年機関士の値上げの理解を得るのにも随分苦労したじゃない。一度だけってことで理解を得て。
You're boring, old man! The mayor looked to the priest and his wife from the Furuta family for affirmation. The priest gave a vague expression, avoiding a prompt response. But his wife gave her answer without a second thought. Rika's mom! That's a sexy voice actor. But it's best we don't increase the prices anymore. The bulletin was its name implied, a bulletin published by the Onigafuchi Guardians. It outlined the Alliance's activities, ideals, and resolve, but it couldn't deny the contents were rather Piecemeal? Horny bonk? Oi. The bulletin's main goal wasn't to inform people, but rather was something to sell to businesses and people living in the village or connected to it, using those sales to collect funds. In other words, it had become something of a tax. Of course, it didn't have to be said that this was one of the main sources of income for the Onigafuchi Guardians. Originally, a purchase was supposed to be voluntary, but in Hinamizawa it had suddenly become the opposite. In the neighboring town as well, it seemed that many businesses were buying copies just to avoid butting heads with the Alliance. Reese whispered to his wife not to say anything unnecessary, but struck down decidedly with a cold glare. Covering from the glare, the priest shut his mouth. Reese's wife always had the power in their relationship. That's interesting, though. So I don't think she actually committed suicide then. If she has, like, this power over him, I don't... no. It was because she was the one who carried the Furuta blood. Yeah, no, she would never leave her daughter alone then. The priest merely married into the family. It was nothing more than somebody who adopted the name just to join the three families. He was the bored whoop all along. He could have been able to find a spot fairly high up in the hierarchy of things, but the lack of authority in his voice meant that he had still not gained any favor. Casting backwards glances at her rather disparate parents, Rika continued to doodle whimsically without paying them any mind. Signaled by a look from Oreo, Mian brought her ear closer to her grandmother. There, something was said to her in a quiet voice. Responding with a couple of questions with a nod from Oreo, Mian looked around the room and conveyed her grandmother's words. Okay. Kimiyoshi made a face like he had just bit into something unpleasant. That expression quickly disappeared like it had never happened at all.
だけど、君だって分かってると思うけど、機関士の負担、南沢のすべての人間、あんまり負担をかけすぎれば、内部から崩れる。
内部から崩れるのは誰ですか？
Oh, she's angry.
どれって。
最初に崩れるのは誰かと聞いています。
Damn! Being cross-examined by a girl who still had fragments of childlessness remained within her, the words stuck into Kimiyoshi's throat as she sank into silence. Mian repeated her question once more, looking around the crowded room. Everybody refrained making eye contact to avoid being pierced by her gaze. The words she had spoken were unarguably said in proxy for Oreo. Oreo! That's why when Mian spoke them, they carried the same weight. But the look in her eyes was different. Like Oreo's, they had a hawkish gaze strong enough that anybody looking upon them would freeze in their tracks and yield. But that gaze was without question one that belonged to Mian herself. Oreo! As Mian would eventually inherit everything from Oreo, the day when she would stand up as a young and capable leader in her own right would come. Nobody wanted to believe otherwise for even a minute. Reads quote 16 that reminds me of my future mother. What? Why did I say that? What is quote 16? Nobody wanted to believe otherwise for even a minute. That's why nobody even thought of Mian as just some sort of little kid. Oh. That is quote 16, I see.
君吉さん、機関士の値上げごときでは誰の決意も崩れませんよ。
Kimiyoshi was grumbling a little bit and made a gesture as if to say he had no objection.
マスコミ関係への出費は継続、その出費がさらに圧迫となるようなら、
She was already a rebel. Mira ran at her judgment. Everybody bowed their heads silently, listening to her words.
園崎家当主代行、園崎美音です。我が名において以上決定し。
She's not like the one we saw in the first 3 episodes. Holy hell.
異議はこれを認めず。
No objections and any opposition shall be removed by force. Hell yeah. The formal decree was read aloud, indicating her judgment. There would be no retrial, but there was a certain authority behind those words that even a courthouse couldn't compare to. If she was a judge, she would have banged her gavel, signaling that the matter was settled, like cling! I think it was Ruru's nephew who farted in her face or something. Oh, it was. Yeah, now I remember. Mion pulled out a large bell from inside her cloak and rang it. What? Everybody present could only prostrate themselves before the harsh sound of the bell. What? Kneel before the bell! How does he know? How does Sato-san know?
こういう古い土地にはこんなのが未だ根強く残ってる
No,
もん
it
さ。
was exactly as Oshi had said. The old system of the three families had vanished, and now the Sonosaki family was running things by themselves. On top of that, their rule was borderline despotic.
会議はそれで終わりですか？
いや、まだ続く。
But wait, there's more.
先を続けるよ。
No! Quick save. Eventually, after the ringing of the bell ceased, there was a deafening silence. Then all that alone man shuffled closer to Mian and whispered something in her ear. Mian asked several questions quietly in response. When she was satisfied, she motioned for the man to leave. Huh? Shoo shoo. The man who talked to Mian was a member of a gang that her father was the leader of. Oh. The organization had the entire area of Shishibone City under its control. It was quite well known even here. Of course, this was talking about the criminal underworld. It's not just anybody would know. Just showing a patch with the gang symbol on it was enough to resolve any disputes in the neighborhood. Mion's biological father to Oreo was her daughter's husband. The power of that man's gang was the driving force that controlled the dark underbelly of the Onigafuchi Guardians. And so that man, from his position as the next in line to control the three families, continued to coerce everybody around him with his unconventional presence. Mion exchanged a look with her father. Was it okay for her to tell what she just heard directly to Oreo? Looked like she was asking him that question. Father gently but firmly nodded his response. Mion also nodded, then sailed up to Oreo and informed her of something. Eventually, Mion finished conveying her message, separated herself from Oreo, and fixed her posture, waiting for Oreo to signal her response. Man, this is this is from like so many years ago. It wasn't often that Oreo showed any emotion. That's why when she started to laugh quietly, a vague sense of uneasiness crept over everybody in the room. Everybody! Rock your body! Oreo was laughing so happily that Kimiyoshi had to hesitantly ask.
どうしたんだい？
我らにとって土地が母なら、この度のダムの騒ぎは
Sure. Kimiyoshi, unable to comprehend the meaning of her words, looked confused. Oreo, with a wide grin on her face, turned towards everybody and addressed them in a clarion voice.
ダムの親玉の大臣がの、孫さらわれちまって。
I mean, everybody would be. Wait, oh, that makes us even, because she's like, the village is our child. Oh my god, so everybody knows in Hinamizawa that they got the grandson. Information on the kidnapping of Minister Inukai's grandson shouldn't have leaked from anywhere. How did they know? Even we didn't know much about the kidnapping incident. Also, what the hell is that? It's way too bright! Exactly how did an antiquated household so far away from Tokyo come to know of it? Yeah, because they did the kidnapping, bro. Are you stupid? It was a tranquil place, but I couldn't help but have an uneasy feeling about Hinamizawa village. At some point, I had mentally filled this place away as unrelated to the incident at hand. Oh, it was filed. The mental paperwork had just blown away in the wind. Sato-san, unable to come up with an answer, fell into silence. Are they just stupid, both of them? Are they just stupid? Yeah, he was kidnapped by us. The mayor of an incident was nowhere to be seen in the newspapers or on TV. But in Hinamizawa, there was nothing strange about Oreo knowing something that the rest of the world did. You'll have to bear with that for a bit. Don't you think? The last question wasn't addressed to anybody in particular. It was as if she was looking for consensus. Yeah, land and the human child are different things. Yup. Oh, okay, so she does. Oh, you think there's gonna be harm to him? Okay, make sure to keep that in mind. Okay, don't harm the kid. No, please. It was the S group.
兄さん、これはね、
That's what they're always doing. It's okay, whatever.
それはどういう意味です？
Let's say there was a particular problem, one that wasn't exactly favorable for the Sonosaki family. Oreo shows concern over that particular problem, fearing that somebody who attended her family council would be helpful. As a result, Oreo's wish would be granted. However, neither Oreo or anybody else would know who actually did it. This kind of clever little ploy, the Sonosaki family was able to manipulate events even though they had their hands laid out on the table. Oh.
では、
That's
親
effed
族
up.
会議に出席していた誰かが犯人ということですか？
Yup.
あるいはそもそも犯人なんかいない可能性だった。
It was just Oyashiro-sama, you know.
俺自身、その万座の一同の中に誘拐犯がいるって確信を持ってるわけだ。
I was just giving her
自分の意見を
opinion.
述べただけさ。
Okay, it was an odd and unpleasant. Oops. It was an odd and unpleasantly secretive way of doing things. Were they involved or weren't they? I couldn't see beyond the veil. As much, however, I could say with certainty. This kidnapping was an ironclad secret. No matter how high a position somebody was in, even they wouldn't know about it. If there was somebody who would know about it, they would be connected to public safety. In other words, one of us. Only other options were people connected to the case itself. Including the minister, there would be people affected by the incident, or the people that committed it. In any case, there was no way an old household in a place removed from Tokyo by over 6 hours of highway travel should know about it. Yeah, but bro, is he just stupid? One of us. Them knowing it all was already strange. My suspicions began to accumulate. Falling snow.
孫の誘拐について俺が述べたのは、あんたの知りたかったことが含まれてりゃいいんだな。あとは兄ちゃんの仕事だな。何のお仕事やってるか知らんけど、園崎家を相手にするなら相当の覚悟。大石の旦那は怖いもの知らずだけどな。あれでも2、3回は襲われてる。
He has also been attacked. Damn.
最近は来てないけど。
Damn.
一時はオフの時も防塵ベストを着込んでたんだよ。
Proof vest?
ええ、忠告ありがとうございます。
Damn, he was snooping around too much.
兄さんは東京とかの人?
Ooh, don't tell him.
それが何か?
Investigators were always close to danger. It was best not to divulge any information on
兄
myself.
さんのお仕事だけどさ。
I'm a little bit scared to save. Is he also with the Yes group?
ひょっとして警視庁の公安部の人ってことある?
I can't remain silent here. It would be the same thing as admitting it.
まさか。
Yeah, but why does he want to know? まさか。
こっから旦那からもらった金の範囲には入らないんだが、兄さんとは今日宅を囲んだ仲間だからな。サービスってことで話してやるよ。
Okay, freebie.
お寮から誘拐の話が出た後。
Another topic that Oreo brought up. Oh no, did she bring up like, yo, there's a guy from Tokyo here? And right before he told me this, Sato-san asked if I was from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division. In other words, those two things meant caused a chill to run up my spine.
そんででな、大臣の孫サラッターのを調べる東京からはるばる公安の捜査官が派遣されてくれて
Dispatched all the way from Tokyo.
公安の捜査官
Oopsies.
大臣の孫の誘拐な、警視庁の公安部が独自で調べとるっちゅう。
Oopsies. Ain't that grand?
どうした?
What is it? Rika, who had been drawing the entire time, was completely uninterested. The conversation up until now looked at Oreo with an interested face as soon as the topic of public safety came up. Yeah, so that's how Rika knew, yup.
警視庁が来たのですか?
Rika ちゃんは
Rika, don't tell them.
警視庁も知ってなさるんかい?
Rika, don't tell them.
偉いの。
誰が来たのですか?
公安のどんなやつが来よったんか? 誰ぞわかるや
Mian's
つは
father
おらん
raised
か
his
い?
hand slightly.
新米の若造が一人。
They already know.
新米? ほかほかなのですか?
They already know.
ええ、新米とか。
Mian's father smiled wryly as he answered Rika's question.
ほかほかのふかふか?
Don't eat him!
ええ。
ほかほかのふかふか?
Oh no, Rika smiled with interest. Why did Rika suddenly act interested only when it came to this topic? There was a question that apparently nobody had the answer to.
リカちゃまはその男のこと何か知っているのか
Yup,
な
she does.
知んないのですよ。
So, after a rather flat reply, Rika buried herself underneath Orio's futon again. When she buried herself there, Rika no longer started drawing again. Instead, she was making an expression like she was deep in contemplation.
どうしますか、お母さん。
Mion's father posed the question. He had the type of uncouth expression on his face indicating that Gyoniora would snuff the problem out at any time.
はるばるひなみざまで来よった。しばらくはのんびりさせてやるのよ。
泳がせろということでしょうか。
Mion's father asked in response. Orio smiled thinly as she responded.
ほっといたれが。
Don't hold back! Oh no, is this when we can get a bad end? Oh, probably.
なんて話があったそうだ。まさかあんた。
No.
No.
The sensation of cold, bristling fear began to crawl its way up my back. This family council took place last night. In other words, yesterday. And today, when I was dressed up as a tourist headed towards Hinamizawa, my car was already blown? I remember the first person I met when I got to the bus stop. I couldn't breathe. The person at the family council who expressed interest in the man being dispatched from the Metropolitan Police, Rika Furude. And then the person who was waiting for me the whole time in the bus shelter, Rika Furude. It's an unthinkable image. No, it was a delusion. We met at the bus shelter. Did Rika-chan already know my true identity? Did she know that I was Akasaka, dispatched from the Metropolitan Police Department, come to meet me? No, she didn't know the name, but she knew, like... Then including Mayo Kimiyoshi, every villager that I met, everybody knew, but just pretended not to. Was Orio had given instructions not to interfere? That is creepy. Thinking about it logically, it didn't seem possible. Met quite a number of people. There's people that are good at acting, and there's people who are bad at hiding things. If there was that many people, then there should have been somebody among them who knew I was from public safety and couldn't hide their hostility. However, I didn't feel any presence like that. And even still... What about the weird Rika-chan? Why did Orio tell them to leave me alone? Was it because if they were careless about it, it would only raise more suspicion? Or was it because they believed a rookie like me wouldn't be able to find anything? That Rika. Akasaka is a coward. I recalled that strange voice, which could only make me believe that Rika-chan had been possessed. Unknown entity, no matter how you looked at it, knew my true identity from the get-go. And then, how did it warn me again? That's right. It warned me to hurry up and go back to Tokyo. Instead of the realistic words that the Onigafuchi guardians had discovered my identity, the absurd worry brought on by the unknown girl stuck with me more. What exactly was that girl? Wait, is this where I can actually decide? What was the thing I would eventually regret? That mysterious girl, Rika Furude. Let's stop this. Everything I was thinking of right now was merely conjecture. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I report everything I heard right now to HQ and await further orders. There was no mistaking that the possibility the Onigafuchi guardians were related to this case was there. And that the fact that my cover was blown meant I was in a precarious position. Because everybody at HQ was already extremely busy, they might not be able to spare the support.
もういいかい、よければ好きなところまで送るよ。
Okay, bye.
では、
okay.
お会いした元の駅までお願いします。
Rural road where even a streetlight was rare. I couldn't see anything. Wasn't aware of anything but the asphalt that was lit up by the headlights. Outside of the light, was it simply darkness? Or was there something lurking there waiting to strike? I had to think. I drew the short straw here. I wanted to go back to Tokyo. For some reason, the voice of the girl warning me to go back to Tokyo still lingered in my head. Lingered. Is that it? Yay! We did it! Let's see if this is actually the end of chapter 3. Or if we still have more to go. But I'm gonna end it here. Let's see. Okay, it was the end. Let's read those. The investigation runs aground. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's see. Oh! What's in the box? The investigation runs aground.
昨日銀座の料亭でそういう話が出たんだよ。
I'm also gonna kind of skip the voices here.
連中、公安に干渉しすぎですよ。あまり迎合すると悪い洗礼を残しますね。
犬飼
What
大
is
臣
the
は
one man
公
march
安
on
の
match?
動
Great
きに
timing.
不快感をあらわにしているらしい。多分月曜の協議
Factory
で
Mondays debate
時
session.
間か参ったな。
次回へは局長級に話つけてもらうしかないですよ。
まあそうなると局長からは絶対に大事。
あの人たまにどっちの味方かわかんなくなりますね。
まあ多分大臣を経由しての圧力だと思ってるけどね。俺が時間室で油をかいて時間稼ぐ間、全身の汗絞られて絞りかすになってどうなの。調査の
期待してた濃厚なラインが
Please teach everyone present how to play
正
mahjong.
直途方に暮れてます。
最近の大臣発言をまとめるとひなみ沢ダム
目立つっていうか、本当にたまたま県議連でのスピーチだったから時事ネタを話しただけかもしれないし。
Relevant at the
確か
time.
地元団体が過激に抵抗してるってやつだっけ。鬼が確か赤坂君に調べてもらってたよね。
Yes, Akasaka is
僕は連中に
doing
は
that.
今回の事件は起こせないと踏んでいます。ですが疑わしいところのほとんどが赤坂君からはその可能性は否定できないと。
なら調べてみる価値はあるんじゃないの。
You draw tiles in the scar tiles until your drawers seal the window tile.
残る疑わしい団体がそこ
But you also have to like kind of count and see what are they called again? Tiles are still in the game, right?
調べる団体はそこだけじゃないんですがね。鬼が淵と同じ程度のレベルで疑わしいだ。人でも時間も残業
No,
代
it's
も
only in the S
全
group.
然足り。
赤坂君からさ、もうちょっと詳しく聞いてみてよ。
Oh, I feel like he can't ask him. Akasaka's gonna die or
そう
something.
彼村人とうまく接触できたって連絡してきました。
赤坂君との連絡密にしてください。それで彼からの情報が引
Like
っか
this,
かる
this
ようで
sounds
あ
like
れ
a
ば
red flag, doesn't it?
わかりました。すいません、片岡市長。局長からこっちに回しますか。
ああ、いい、
電話、
そっち行きます。
電話。
もしもし。
Okay. Didn't help me. Okay, what's in the box? Let's see what's in the box, guys. Do you believe that there are choices in life? There are many people who lament the following. If there only existed points in life where there were clear choices to make, we'd be able to scrutinize those carefully and make decisions that would lead us to a better future. Every time I hear people lament as such, I cast it off as a rather trivial worry. Even if you were given a clear choice, it wouldn't be meaningful at all. There wouldn't be any such path to a better future. It's hard to understand. Then let's pretend that in front of you there are two strange... Who's talking? In other words, you have two clear choices. Do you open the red box or the blue box? A lot of things would be uncertain even with that choice, wouldn't they? If you don't have the option of opening neither, then your choice boils down to the natural impulse of opening the box that holds the better result for you. Then, after examining the shape and feature of each and pondering a great many things, you have to pick either the red or the blue. If this was you, which would you open? I would open the blue one. Red or blue. If you were to go by their traditional meanings, then red would be dangerous. Exactly! Threatening color. However, that doesn't automatically mean that it would be calm and relaxing inside the blue box either. In fact, it might even mean that the cards are a trap. Make you wary of the red box and have you open the blue. A trap? Could be the contents of the box aren't a reward but rather a penalty. See, now you're at a loss. So conflicted over the choice between red and blue that you've started wishing there was an option to open neither and just leave. But there isn't. You have to open either the red box or the blue box. Oh, I forgot to say this, but if you choose one box, the other will disappear. You'll never know the contents of the box you don't open. I just put that rule at the end there for you. Now, why don't you choose? Red box or the blue box? It's alright, you won't lose anything by picking either one. Come on now. I can't save! Quick save. I gotta open the blue box. Have you thought about it? In the end, you chose this color, didn't you? As soon as you choose, the other box disappeared. So you can give up on the contents of that one, okay? Hydration. That's the rule. Now open up the box you chose. Inside the box there was a stick of chewing gum. I know you're a little disappointed. Well, that's only natural. No matter how you look at it, it looks like you drew the dot. The correct box might have had a bar of chocolate in it for all you know. There's 2 boxes inside of you. A stick! No, in fact, something incredible like a pair of tickets to Hawaii might have been in there. Even if you wanted to verify that, the other box has already disappeared. There's no way you can check now. But even think about it from an optimistic point of view. Just maybe the other box was empty and this box was the winner. And being satisfied, or perhaps not. With such a cheap price, you pop it into your mouth and start chewing it happily. So what do you think in the end? If you were given a second chance, would you try to open the other box? But unfortunately, the chance to choose between the red box or the blue box has come and gone, never to be seen again. The chance to change your selection will never come. Don't your parents often say every choice you make in life only happens once, so choose carefully? See? Choices aren't that great after all. Aren't you a little disillusioned now? Who was that? Who the hell was that? The glint in the demon's eye. Also, I can't snooze the ads anymore, guys. I snoozed them 3 times and there's gonna be an ad in 5 minutes. I'm so sorry.
会場は沖宮セレモニーホールになります。
か。池澤助役のお孫さんの葬式じゃ。みよ。代わりに出てえな。
Okay.
うん、了解。喪服で行く？香典はいくらくらい？
学校の服でえんね。前のボタンちゃんと止め。香典は5万。
100,000 yen?
世話になったかな。
Damn. Mian quietly whistled in awe at the exorbitant amount of money her grandmother was offering.
池澤さんはな、沖宮の事務所長だった頃からしっかりした。でもな、池澤さんはわしがお茶を勧めるといつも上がってくれて、ちゃんと話を聞いてくれた。
The 2 guests made a show of nodding, making clear they were paying attention to audio reminiscence. The sight of them trying not to get on Audio's bedside was humorous enough to elicit laughter from Mian occasionally.
池澤助役のお孫さんは
11歳だそうで。
Audio closed her eyes and shook her head lightly, lamenting the loss of such a young life.
確か孫は一人だ言うてんな。親より先に死ぬほどの親不幸ある？
ばっちゃんも他人には優しいね。私やシオンが死んだら同じように悲しんでくれる？
アホ抜かすんでね。演技でもねえとシャラーったく。
Having got the reaction she expected, Mion cackled. The 2 guests, unsure if they were supposed to laugh along, instead froze awkward smiles.
それでは本日は失礼いたします。では、よろしくお願いいたします。ごめんくださいませ。
Okay, bye bye. After bowing their heads repeatedly, the guests left by the front door. Mion saw them off, waving her little hand goodbye.
帰ったよ。お役人もばっちゃのご機嫌伺いに大変。不法なんか電話でいいと思うのにね。
So Mion and Shion are still friends at this point, I guess. Well, it was true that Orio Sonosaki was a central person for both her relatives and the residents of Hinamizawa village as a whole. As a voting bloc, they numbered in the several thousands. It wasn't hard to imagine the mayor would try to pander to her. Unlike Mion, however, Orio was looking up longingly at the sky from the veranda. Ugh.
どうしたの？猛録した？
Going senile.
誰のお孫さんであろうと。
Saying that, she let out a deep sigh. Mion was let down as normally her grandmother would have scolded her for her attitude.
ミヨ、これ、例の大臣の孫。
The one you kidnapped.
さらわれてからどのくらいになる？
4日かな。
Orio let out another deep sigh.
旧敵の孫とはいえ、気の毒。
そう。
十分急はせえたんろ。
Wait, did Mion order that? You think Mion ordered it? The kidnapping? Oh, I feel like Mion ordered the kidnapping. The playful expression drained from Mion's face, leaving behind a stern one. Then, as if to ascertain Orio's will, looked into her eyes. Oreo, expression and attention with only those eyes, looked back into Mion's. Oh, I feel like it was Mion. Mion gave a small nod, then turned around.
Shimiko-san, いますか?
Oh.
抹茶に紅茶入れてあげてください.
Oh, from far away, a voice responded in the affirmative. Mion, after confirming she'd been heard, picked up the phone and began dialing. Oh.
あ、もしもし? うん。
Oh.
うちのお父さん、います?
Was it her? Also, I'm so sorry. I can't skip this ad. I'm so sorry. That's gonna be 3 minutes ad right before we're gonna raid. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But if she did, it must have been Urio to give the... Nah, it felt like... No. I think that was Mion herself. And Oreo just knew about it. But I think it was probably Mion herself. Okay, stop raids. Stop the raids! Oh, Spooky not streaming. Aww. I want to rate her because she also currently streams Higurashi. Let me see. I was just gonna also just raid into Cam again, I guess. Yeah, let's just go for Cam. Right, Captain Camilla. Oh, now oh, yeah. It's also better that we rate her because I wrote a new thing. Oh. Where's the raid message? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Never mind, I did that. Yeah, she's playing Final Fantasy 14 right now. I think she's gonna do the Alliance raid soon. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you're gonna have a great rest of the day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, whatever times in your. Maybe I will see you, probably not tomorrow. But on Saturday, I guess. Probably. Anyways. Thank you so much. Why was that? That was weird. That was creepy. Anyways, guys, bye bye.